Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, you are highly welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. God bless you. So today we are going to be learning how to draft a basic contoured skirt. This is a skirt that can be manipulated into anything. So when we talk about contouring, because I am someone who love to explain what I am trying to teach, at least you should understand what I am trying to teach here. Contour means you carving out the right curve of something or somebody. So since what we are learning here has to do with a person, like depending on who you are working with, this is you understanding how to draft the right curves. And mostly when we're talking of contouring in basic skirt, the focus is mostly put on the hip area, because the hip areas consist of the hip and the bum bum. And at times, because of a skirt is not well drafted, it doesn't bring out the right beauty of a bum bum and hip. You imagine seeing some people that they don't have big bum bum or big hip, but when they wear clothes, it fits so well on them and it gives this illusion of them having a big shape. It is because their clothes is well contoured, well drafted. So these are the things we are going to be learning. So sit back and enjoy. Thank you. So these are the required measurements when you are trying to draft a basic contoured skirt. You will need the skirt length, the round waist, the round hip, the bum length. That is where your bum bum starts from, as in from the waist area to where it stops. So we are going to be doing some calculation with the measurements we've taken. Since I'm making use of mine here, my hip is 43 inches. 43 divided by 2 is 21.5, which means that my front hip is 21.5 and my back hip is 21.5 inches. So for the contouring formula, we make use of 1 inch for hip, 36 inches downward, and 1.5 for hip, 38 upwards. It is a very basic formula. So since my front hip is 21.5 inches, when you subtract 1.5 inches from it, you get 20 inches. Divided by 2 is 10. So half of my front hip is 10 inches. Also for the back hip, the 1.5 inches that you subtracted from the front hip, you return it back to the back hip. That's different between the front and the back. Whatever you remove from the front, you return it back to the back hip. So whatever you get at the end, you divide it by 2. So my front hip is half of my front hip is 10 inches, while half of my back hip is 11.5 inches. So these are the things we are going to be working with. So now I'm going to be drafting directly on my fabric, but that doesn't mean you can't draft on pattern paper or on anything. What matters is you knowing your way around, and that doesn't disturb the explanation I'm going to make. So firstly, I'm going to be marking out the length of my skirts, and also I'll make sure I've considered enough space like for the width area before folding my fabric. But if you're working on pattern paper, you mark out your beginning line and every other thing then before you start drafting. And afterwards, I marked 5 inches for the dart line. The front dart, I marked 5 inches for the front dart. And I also marked my hip line. My hip line is 8 inches. But I always advise you measure the hip line on your client's body. Some can be 9, some can be 7.5, but the most common is 8 or 9 inches. Then I made sure I marked out a straight line. So afterwards, I marked out my dart, and I made use of 4 inches plus half inch for sewing allowance. That's 4.5 inches. Then I came in by half inch on both sides. That's 1 inch. I was taking 1 inch away from the waist area as my dart. Then the next thing I did was to marking my waist measurement, and I added extra allowance. If you are drafting on pattern paper, you don't need to add this while drafting on the paper. When you are transferring to your fabric, you remember to add it. But if that works for you too, no problem. So my waist measurement, I imputed it. Then the hip measurement we calculated, if you remember, from the formula we did on the hip area. So my front hip, half of my front hip is 10 inches. Then I imputed it and added my sewing allowance. Then afterwards, I connected my waist to my hip together, both the actual line and the sewing allowance line. All these matters so that you'll be able to know what each line stands for. So the next thing for us to do input is our knee measurement, and to get that you subtract 1 inch from what your front hip, what you get from your front hip. If you are trying to make a pencil skirt, you reduce 1 inch from your front hip, as in that's for the front knee measurement. Front knee is different from back knee. So if it's the front knee and you want a pencil skirt, you reduce 1 inch from it. So after I reduced 1 inch, I got 9 inches and I imputed it on my knee on the knee length of my skirt. But if you want a straight skirt, like you are just making a straight skirt, not a pencil skirt, something that is free, you reduce half inch from your front hip, not 1 inch, half inch. So please don't mix it up. And actually, I wanted a straight skirt, so that's the reason why you see that cancel sign. So next thing now is for us to erase the smile lines. You know, at times when we walk, you see this bulge on skirt, like on your skirt, and you just feel like it's giving this unnecessary bulge. It's called smile line. Actually, our waist is not straight. We have a bit of curve around the waist. No matter how flat one tummy is, we are not created to have a straight body. We have curves around our body, and that is applied to the waist area too. So for a slim person, for a person with waist waist 33, 34 downwards, the smile line to eradicate that, it is 1 inch. And for plus sizes like I am, I'm someone who is a plus size, and for people with plus body, like waist, like a bigger waist, waist 36 upward, it is 1.5 inches for the smile line to eradicate smile line. But because I am drafting directly on my fabric, I am going to make use of 1 inch. By the time I sew, half inch will be reduced already and it will give me 1.5 inch. So if you are drafting on your this thing, please always consider all those plus and minus, all those subtraction and addition. So then on the waist area, because our waist is a bit curvy and we have a bit of we have our waist is higher on the waist area, but in the middle side, on the tummy area, our waist is curvy, so I'll come up by half inch. So half inch on the waist area, as in the side waist, and 1.5 inch on the stomach area. So I'll implore you to take your time to watch this video. If you don't understand it, you can take a pen and paper and be drafting some vital information. That's why I'm trying my best as possible for it to be simple and concise. So that's all for the front skirt pattern. So you notch the important places. That's why I have to repeat those things too. Then now for the back pattern, I've marked out my border line. That's my starting line, like to for straight measurement. Then now I'm marking out the length of the skirt, and also afterwards I'll mark out 2 inches for zipper allowance. Actually, I will make use of 1.5 inches, but because I am drafting directly on the cloth, I like extra space on my fabric, though by at the end of the day is 1.5 inches I'm still going to make use of. But when you have extra allowance, it's like for safety reasons. So this works well for people working with free hand, like drafting directly on the cloth. Then afterwards, I'm going to mark my dart length. Unlike the front that we use 5 inches for the dart length, the back is going to be 6 inches, because when you make your dart a bit longer into the bum, it gives this pronouncement and more fitness to the back side. So these are those things that make clothes lovely and well fitted. Now, the next thing is for the back contouring. Here now I'm going to put up a formula for you to know how to contour the back. So now we have 50% contouring, 75% and 100% as shown on the screen. So please watch and take your time to understand it. So because I am a plus size, not like I'm a size 12, and I love my fitness, I love my clothes fitting perfectly well on my body. So I am going to make use of 100%. zipper contouring. That is 1 inch. So on the waistline, I'm going to go in by 1 inch. Then I'll rule this line down to the hip line. Please don't get confused with the dart line and the hip line. You rule the contour, you make the contouring go down into the hip line, because and the distance from my waist to the hip in this video is 8 inches. Some people can be 9, some people can be 7.5 inches, but mine is 8 inches. I'm someone who have a bigger bum, so it is 8 inches. Then on from the hip area, you can just come down by 4 inches, or you should just go down to the skirt length, like the hem of the where the skirt length ends. Then you come out by 0.5 inches. But for me, I chose to just come down by 5 inches. Then I did 0.5. But from that down part, that's in the end of the skirt length, you can also do it there. It's still same thing. You come in by 0.5 inches. This way, you have also contoured the lower part of the skirt, so it will give it some pronouncement to the bum and more room to the bum. So now from the new line, our new line now starts from this 1 inch where I contoured the zipper, and the zipper side on the skirt. So I'll go in for my dart. Then I'll just roll a straight line. My dart is calculated by my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches. Then I'll take my dart intake of half inches as shown in the video. Then afterwards, I'll impute my waist measurement and I'll add allowance. The reason why I am adding allowance, as I've said earlier, is because I am drafting directly on the fabric. So now, on the hip area, which is your hip measurement, you know the front hip measurement is different from the back hip measurement. So from the calculation, that's why I said when you are trying to draft this, you have to get a jotter. Then you jot with the measurement you are working with. You see me picking my jotter every now and then to confirm my measurements. So I will now impute my new hip measurement, which I calculated. I will impute it on the hip area and I'll add my allowance as shown in the video. Then the hip measurement for the back, you will minus 1 inch rather, from your hip measurement. Then the new line, from this new line, is where you now impute your knee measurement. This is not very hard. Once you get it right, you see how fit and lovely you to bring out a beautiful silhouette on your body. This formula works for dress, for skirts, for anything, and it works perfectly well. So now I've input my measurement. Then back to the zipper area, I am now going to re-input a new zipper line. So I told you that I'm going to use 1.5 inches for my zipper. So I'll now be following through the new line and be inputting 1.5 inches. So unlike before that, the zipper line we made was a straight line. Now we have a contoured line. So this way your zip will flow well and it will be neat, and there will be your back will be well contoured. There will not be zipper bulging. Like unlike people that you see that their zip is bulging at the back, there will not be anything like so. So I hope you understand this video. So as shown here, the next thing to do is on the waist side, the side waist, not the center waist, for the back skirt, I'll come up by ½ inch because our waist is higher on the side. Then to also eliminate bulge, some little bulge on the skirt, I am going to come down by ½ inch. This works perfectly well for all sizes. Once you come down on that mid center waist, on the center waist you come in by ½ inch. It works for everybody, both plus size or small size. So then I will rule the line. I'll use my curved ruler to make a slight curve line. Then I'll cut. Please, if this is your first time of trying this, try to study the lines. Then make sure you notch wherever you feel is needed. Like now, I notch my zipper line to know where my zipper will start from. Then please take your time to study the lines and before you cut through, because if you make mistakes, it can spoil the good work, like your good drafting. So please take your time to study before cutting. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to watch it again and again. Don't just limit yourself to watching it once and that's all. Watch 2 times, 3 times and practice too. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell for more educative videos like this. Share with your loved ones, share with your fashion people, and also like, comment. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.